video falls under the category of, you might not agree with what I have to say, but I am not wrong. And if your significant other is doing any of the things that we're talking about, in my opinion, you need to leave her tired ass. The truth is, all great relationships take work. They also take compromise. But the things that we're going over today, you should never compromise on. Starting with number one, allowing your significant other to show her body for money or for attention to other dudes. If you're with somebody that is showing their body or showing off for attention or money, in my opinion, you're an idiot. Like an idiot. You shouldn't compromise on this. Why would you want other dudes to be looking at your significant other and doing naughty things, sending them emails, simping, or paying her money just because she's hot? Gentlemen, the truth is, if you are with somebody that needs that attention, she's ultimately going to get it at some point from somebody else because you are not going to be good enough for long. Number two is make you feel bad about yourself. All right, this one is so common, right? If you're with somebody that talks down to you, that lowers your self-esteem, or maybe makes fun of you, or calls you stupid, or threatens you by holding sex as a reward or a punishment, gentlemen, this is not normal. And it's not something that you should ever tolerate from anybody, but especially somebody that you are potentially going to spend your life with. Never date somebody that robs you of joy, happiness, and your dreams. In my opinion, the reason why dudes have midlife crisis is not because all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I'm going to die someday. No, it's because they finally realize they are sick and tired of living for somebody else. They are sick and tired of living somebody else's dream. All right. And so they decide to go out, bang their secretary Brenda, get a sports car, and go do wild, crazy things because they finally are being true to who they are. Do not ever allow somebody to push you into a relationship, marriage, or to have children if it's not what you want. Once again, gentlemen, this is your life. And you got to stop living for somebody else and allowing them to dictate your direction or your happiness. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever commit, but if you're having reservations and there's somebody that is wanting you and you're not wanting them, you got to own up to it and be a man. You got to make the hard call and break up with them. Never allow her to be the sloppy, horrible drunk. All right, now, she may be a sloppy, horrible drunk, but she shouldn't be your sloppy, horrible drunk. All right, if she can't handle her shit, her alcohol, and she's the life of the party, there's a problem. She's got to get that under control, but you shouldn't be the one that picks up the pieces and basically have to deal with her inability to basically handle her shit. Gentlemen, do not be with her. The truth is, there are way too many spicy-ass, amazing, responsible fish in the sea for you to be worried about and hooking up with some drunk, toxic loser. Speaking of loser, you look like a loser if you're allowing her to pick out your style. I'm just saying, your style is your responsibility. Do you think for a second she sits around thinking about your body type and what clothing is going to accentuate your positive features? No, she's too worried about herself and looking sassy. All she does for you is she'll go to the mall and a store and she'll be like, I'll buy that shirt. And it sucks. Or she'll dress you the same way that her best friend Becky's husband, Brian, dresses. And then you just look like Brian. That's why all these dudes look basic and boring. Your style is your responsibility. If you truly want to dazzle her and make her want you sexually, you got to make sure you put together a proper package, all right? And I'm not just talking about your package. I'm talking about the aesthetic, all of it. And that includes your style. You also should never allow her to pick out the way that you smell unless, of course, you're comfortable smelling like her ex-boyfriend, Brad. Once again, your fragrance is your responsibility. You got to make sure you smell sexy, seductive, and intoxicating. And because of that reason, I got something for you, a deal. 50% off this bad boy. Why? Well, honestly, I ordered too much of it, and I need to move through it, all right? It's Legend by Pete and Bejo. It's an EDP fragrance, normally $50. Right now with that discount code, $25 make you holla. Actually, it'll make her holler with how good you actually smell. This fragrance is a panty dropper. It is inspired by Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous, and it is insane. Regular price of that fragrance is like $500. This, right now, and while supplies last, $25. Gentlemen, the deal is I need to get rid of this inventory, and so I need your help. If you want to smell amazing and help your boy out, grab this, because I've got a new fragrance that's in development that we're about to order, but in order to do that, I need to move out this inventory so that I have the cash to buy the new fragrance. Cash flow. When it comes to business, guys, it's all about cash flow, and if you've got too much money tied up in inventory that's sitting on the shelf, you can't do anything with that money, right? I got to sell through that inventory so that I can actually deploy that cash to do other cool things and bring you a new sexy fragrance. Gentlemen, hit the link down below. Now, speaking of cash flow, that brings me to the next thing you should never let a woman do, and that is make you spend money you don't want to spend or you don't have. There's nothing wrong with buying somebody a gift. Absolutely not. Nothing wrong with taking them out to dinner, or treating them, or taking care of them to some degree. But there is something wrong when this person you're dating doesn't respect your money and doesn't respect your financial plan. If you're having to spend money to buy them things to make them happy, or if you think that if you don't, they're not going to like you, this is not somebody you should be with. Which brings me to the next type of person you honestly shouldn't be with. Somebody that's bad with money, all right? And this is something that I experienced. I dated a woman and she was terrible with money. She was always shopping. I'm like, you don't really have that great of a job. How are you shopping? She's like, oh, I've got a bunch of credit cards. I'm like, credit cards? How much debt do you have? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, no. You need to know. And she actually looked and she had $50,000 worth of credit card debt and nothing to show for it other than some handbags. Technically, that wasn't the only reason why I broke up with her ass. There were some other things that she was doing, but that was a big one. Another one was she was super jealous of my friends, right? And people that I liked and wanted to hang out with. And every time I wanted to hang out with my friends, she would make an issue, right? She would basically be mad at me, or she'd have some crisis. She would try to manipulate my time and not want me to hang out with your friends. If there is somebody in your life that is doing this, this is not normal. It's okay. It's also important to have friends. And if there's somebody that doesn't ever want you to hang out or do things or doesn't want you to go around your family, this is a huge fucking red flag. If you're dating somebody and they don't like your family to the point of trying to alienate you and keep you from seeing them, this also is super toxic behavior. Everybody has a crazy family. Everybody's family has issues and weird Uncle Barrys. But you got to understand it. And you got to understand that when you're signing up to be with somebody, that this comes with the territory. It's part of it. Once again, it's about compromise. You are accepting the weirdness of their family. The next few are serious, and I want to talk about them and just mention them because I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job as your friend if I didn't just mention these. Number one, if anybody ever hits you, slaps you, punches you, I don't care even if you deserved it. This is unacceptable, and it's only going to get worse. If there's somebody that doesn't ever want to be intimate with you or physical with you, this is a problem, all right? I'm just saying, if you're not worried about it, you should be. And I'm not saying that, like, you always want it, and she's like, not tonight, Brian. Like, occasionally, she'll be like, no, or, like, paws off, big guy, right? But if she never wants it, this is a problem. The next thing is a cheater. If she ever cheats on you, you got to run away. If she flirts with other men, you got to run away. The truth is, a cheater is a broken, damaged person, all right? And unfortunately, there's no amount of love or caring that you can give them that's going to fix them. They are broken. They need to deal with their issues, but you shouldn't be around for it. And if they do it once, I promise you, they're going to do it again. Do not accept it, and do not ever let somebody treat you poorly. You are way too fucking amazing. I need you to hear that. You are amazing, and you deserve to be with somebody that treats you with respect, caring, and love. All right, relationships are hard. They're hard, but the good ones are worth fighting for and working for, and they do take a lot of work and a lot of compromise. But these things that we went over in today's video are something that, in my opinion, you should never compromise on.